somebody said that they have a good YouTube short to supplement my like unisegment stuff. Oh God, Reason TV, California's 1 million slab a sidewalk. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Why did San Bernardino spend $1 million on this slab of sidewalk for climate change? America's infrastructure got a C- from engineers, so politicians on both sides came together to pass a bill. In 2021, President Biden signed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act into law. They'd spend $1.2 trillion on transportation-related projects, and $500 billion of that would go towards new programs.
1.2 trillion for infrastructure in today's money would be like $10 back in the 1940s. Like FDR passing somebody, you know, just a tenner, a Hamilton. That would be like the equivalent, basically. 1.2 trillion nowadays gets you like a new bridge and maybe a couple of potholes filled.
The law had a bunch of different areas to invest in: bridges and roads, broadband internet, which could be its own separate video, water, EVs, and...
I'm sorry, what was that headline? Why is Joe Biden's $42 billion broadband program not connected to one single household? Did you give the money to private corporations? Did the $42 billion not go to a public infrastructure program, but rather to contracted private companies whose job it is to make money no matter what?
Water, EVs, and environmental justice. So you know where this is going. It included 105 grant programs for things like public transportation, airports, rail, and resilience. And one of those resilience programs was something called the Carbon Reduction Program. It provided money to projects that were supposed to reduce transportation emissions. And to qualify, you'd have to meet all these government requirements. The Carbon Reduction Program would cost only $6.4 billion over 5 years. And of that, California would get over $100 million a year. In 2024,
this seems more anti-climate change than anything else. Well, it is Reason TV, so I'm not agreeing with the people providing this. Conservatives often correctly identify government corruption. The problem is that they love it and they want more of it. You know, like conservatives will point out that the government wastes money, but the way they waste it is by giving it to private corporations. And then when conservatives get into power, they're like, yeah, let's give it to more private corporations, you know? Didn't know this was a conservative channel. Well, Reason TV's the magazine of free minds and free markets, your home for alternative news, views, and comedy from a libertarian perspective. So this is like a libertarian's dream, you know? You have engaged in maximal rent seeking and regulatory capture, and you have used the federal government as a vehicle to deliver billions of dollars to private corporations in exchange for nothing. It's actually like amazing for corporations.
San Bernardino County Transportation Authority submitted a list of projects to fund with this program. $4 million for a trail project.
I legit may need to take a break from this stream for my mental health. I like being informed, but holy hell, the unisegment's blackpilling me pretty hard. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, yeah. Isn't it crazy that, like, if you have a little local river, if you wanted to, you could build a bridge over it. You could build a bridge to standards that would meet the expectations of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. I'm not saying it'd be easy, but you could do it. We've been building bridges for a long time. Go to Home Depot, but get the supplies. You could do it for a couple thou. If the government wanted to do it, it would be millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. All because of an unending checklist of unavoidable, obligatory regulatory checkpoints that demand you waste as much money as possible.
$2 million to develop a vehicle miles traveled mitigation bank, and $961,000 for this Del Rosa Avenue sidewalk improvement. Even though the project was complete in 2023, sidewalks are assumed to encourage foot traffic, and the county said residents would benefit from its climate impacts. This made it eligible for the Carbon Reduction Program. So the Southern California Association of Governments approved it, and taxpayers got stuck footing the bill. Then in 2025, the city dug it up again, which hopefully didn't cost another $1 million. So does this slab of concrete really benefit the climate?
I know I'm depressing a lot of people. You people have been very irresponsible in letting me know that. I got an email the other day where I was like, hey, watching you makes me want to kill myself. What do I do? So I replied, don't watch me. What am I supposed to do? I'm not your damn therapist. Put a lot of pressure on me, you know? What is this? Somebody linked this. I don't know what this is.
Hey, so the government won't let me live in this treehouse that I spent the last 4 years building, and the reason is incredibly stupid. As we already established, the county said I could build a treehouse, and the county sees change, and the new guy said, hey, no, never mind, you need a permit for that, and that turned into like a 1.5-year battle, and they didn't want to give us a permit. And
okay. It's more unisegment stuff, I see. 1.5 years to get a permit for a treehouse.
They finally did give us a permit. They said, okay, fine, you can build it, but you need to make it bigger, up to 1,200 square feet, to meet our minimum size requirements.
That's such an American. Fuck me. That's so fucking American, dog. Have you met your parking minimums for this treehouse? You need at least 2 parking spaces.
You know, so we can tax you more. So we got the permit, and now there's a new problem. Now they say that my parents cannot build a house on the same property, which is over 100 acres, by the way, because now the treehouse is the primary residence, so we can't do another house. So we meet with the county again, and we're like, hey, so the treehouse is still only 750 square feet. We have not made it bigger, which means it meets your size requirements for an accessory structure, so we should still be able to build a main house over there. Nope, that's impossible. Why is that impossible?
He is starting to believe Vosh fucked him over personally with his socioeconomic theory. God, it's such a good bit. Yeah, no, for sure. Learning the reason why this is all going down really does make you sympathize with that. Play the game now. We will.
Well, because our ordinance strictly prohibits building the accessory structure before the main house, because then people just never build the main house. Yeah, but we're actually trying to build the main house, like right now. We're trying to build it, but you're saying no. So we go in circles and circles, and they're just like, sorry, it's impossible. You cannot build another house on the property. So my dad's like, well, can't we just apply for a variance? And he's like, yeah, you can, but they'll definitely deny it. And then I found a loophole. I said to him, why don't we just divide the property on paper, draw an invisible...
Again, like all of this was done explicitly so more money could be diverted to lawyers. That's it. The whole reason every single local government in America does stuff like this is because there is an overwhelmingly powerful capital interest in making sure that literally every stage of doing everything makes somebody money.
Line down the middle, and then my parents can pull a permit for this property, build their main house, and when they finish, we can reassemble the properties, and the treehouse becomes an accessory structure to the main house. Well, yeah, I guess that could work, but you can't get a certificate of occupancy for your treehouse until your parents' house is finished. Which means I can't live in it, because in 2026, you need the government's permission to live in a house that you built. So we had to pay surveyors thousands of dollars to draw invisible lines across the property so that my parents can build on the exact same property, and then when they finish, we will pay them thousands more dollars to erase the invisible lines and put the properties back together. Otherwise, I have to nearly double the size of the treehouse. So in summary, I can't live in the treehouse because it's an illegal structure and it's not big enough. But if I make it bigger, then it's okay. But also now it's too big, so now my parents can't build a house over here. But if I draw an invisible line here, then they can build a house over here. But I still have to make the treehouse bigger. Unless I erase the invisible line after my parents' house is done, then the treehouse is okay. But I still can't live in it until my parents' house is done because you can't build the accessory structure first, according to the city ordinance, even though it's already done.
Why don't kids play outside anymore? Yeah, no kidding. I bet his parents hate him. Dog, he's the good guy here. He literally just wanted to make a treehouse. All this is fucked up. Why the fuck? Listen, the regulatory environment should do exactly one thing. If this is a residency, if this place that he is building is meant to house people, then a guy from the government should show up. It should take like maybe a week to make the appointment. The guy shows up and says, yeah, that's safe. Okay. And that's that. Safety check. That's it. Everything else is designed to make you poor. That's it. Basic safety check.
So I guess my wife and I will just keep living in this leaky, mold-infested camper. And what makes this even more interesting is that they tried
Oh man, that's so fucked up.
to jack up the property tax bill this year because they claimed that the treehouse was done and that we were living in it. But we also don't have a CO and we're not allowed to live in it. So which is it? Make it make sense. I'll pay the freaking increased property tax if I can just live in my stupid house. The comments are going to say, bro, just live in it anyway. How will they know? All that being said, my hope is that when my parents actually break ground, which should be in the next couple of months, I can convince them to give me the CO and I can actually move in. I feel like—
And remember, all across America, they were able to build data centers basically instantly with no local approval. Like, it's impossible to build anything in this country, but the nanosecond it became profitable to erect a bunch of data centers, they all just went up no problem. No regulations apply, apparently. It just instantly happens.
That's a perfectly reasonable request. We're not trying to cheat the system. We're not trying to work around the rules. We've got a main house and an accessory house. That's all we're trying to do here. But they're making us go run around in circles and waste a ton of money on invisible lines. Anyway, stay tuned to see how—
Nice. They're not even allowing cheap housing to be built. Oh yeah, in a significant part of America, it's literally illegal to build houses, like apartments. Like, literally, you can't build them. It's illegal to build apartments. That's like the norm, basically. Yes. What do we do? There's nothing you can do. Manage your own life, which I know you're bad about, LexiGlorp. But, like, you have to manage your own life. There's nothing that you can do about this. Go for a walk. Plan for the next 5 years to be your last. I didn't say that. I have said it's over a million times. I have not said your life is coming to an early end. Those are different things. I offered my advice because I think it's going to give you the opportunity to live longer, not because I want you to be miserable on your way out.